Welcome guys to another ProfileTree video. So today we're going to be going through the best free photography website builder. Now of course you may be watching this video as you're overwhelmed with the different platforms available to you. Not everything will be listed in this video, so hopefully you could use this guide as a stepping stone in order to build your website. So we'll go ahead and get started. So going straight into it, we're going to go and talk through the different platforms to use for website building. Now, of course, there's 4 platforms here, and as I've stated, there are several other ones. Now, use this video as a stepping stone if you want to try out these different platforms. Of course, there's several other ones available to us. Now, we'll go ahead and go through the list here. So at my number 1, we've got Wix, and I've stated that it is an extremely easy to use platform with 3 different options for website building. Now you've got Wix Editor, you've also got Wix ADI, and the Editor X. I've also stated that it is an ideal platform for beginners. Now I'll talk through that later on in the video with the different platforms. So moving on, we've got Squarespace. Now, I've also said that it's another easy platform to use. It's a very simplistic web design website builder, which makes it easier for beginners to use. And on top of that, it means that the navigation is also fairly easy, and meaning that everything is just easier to drag and drop. Of course, I'll explain that later on in the video for Squarespace. Next up in line, we've got GoDaddy. And this is a very fast website builder. It's really straightforward and it's very simple within editing tools. So this would be the platform I recommend if you want to build something very fast and you've got limited time on actually creating a website. This would probably be for you, or even for those that have never created a website before. Last up in line there, we've got Jimdo, and it's also a great website builder. It pretty much ties in place with Wix, however there are differences. So going into the differences now, we're going to go ahead and look into the pros and cons of each of the platforms that I've talked about. So we're going to go ahead and talk about the pros first for each of the platforms. So starting off again is Wix, and we have for Wix there's at least 800 templates to choose from. It's also very beginner friendly, and has 3, of course, different platforms that the user can go ahead and choose. Now it also offers a free version, and that is a means to test out the service itself. So it's a great little trial run just to see if you want to use that platform. Next in line, we've got Squarespace. It's got a great number of different templates. You also get a 2-week free trial, and there's also loads of features to use. Now within the 2-week free trial, of course, you would have to set up an account. So we'll go into that later on in the video. Next in line, we've got GoDaddy, which offers a 24/7 support. Very easy to use, and also cheap subscription plans to launch your site. Now, it's not necessarily that GoDaddy is the only platform that offers a 24/7 support. The rest of the other platforms here also offer that service, but GoDaddy is more of a priority giving support. Now, lastly there we've got Jimdo, and this has an ADI functionality just like Wix. Also has its own dedicated mobile editor view. So, and on top of that as well, it's got the best cost per feature, and it's also very cheap when it comes to a monthly subscription. Now, of course, within every pro of the actual platforms, there comes a con. So we'll go ahead and check that out. So moving on to the cons for each platform. Wix, we have a point there where you can't switch templates once you've picked. This is pretty much meaning that if you've went ahead and created the rest of the site where you've stated what website it's for, what the name of the website is, and you've chosen your template, if you decide to make a second decision and you don't really want to pick that template, you're gonna you're gonna have to reset everything that you've done and pretty much create a brand new website, which is a little bit of a pain and a hassle, especially if you misclicked a template or just wanted to view it and you've previewed it or edited it, then it can be a little bit of a pain. It's more of an inconvenience than an actual disadvantage. And of course, I've also stated that the wide range of options may be an advantage for most people, but it can be very confusing for first timers. Now, this meaning that it's got Wix ADI, you've got Wix Editor, and Wix or Editor X. Now, those three options can be overwhelming, even though it's three options. Which one will you go for? One simple mistake, of course, when choosing the platform is that the subscription can be a little bit pricey, especially when using Editor X. But of course, I'll go through this with you within the video, just so you don't make that sort of mistake. Next in line, we've got Squarespace, which has no autosave for pages and for posts. So that means you can easily lose your work. Now, the interface as well is a little bit confusing. Although the navigation is easy, it's just the interface itself. So it's not the easiest to use at times. And another downfall as well is that there isn't any full customizability within the actual website. Next in line, we've got GoDaddy there, which also is the same. It's got barely any customizability. It's pretty much a drag and drop developer platform. And another thing that I've realized with it as well is that the navigation around the entire website is a little bit confusing, meaning that the templates aren't the easiest to find. Last in line there, we have Jimdo. And although it's a little bit similar in terms with Wix, there is no blog functionality, which means that it's not really ideal for blog website creators or even those who want to add blogs into their website, which then means that it's got very limited SEO features. And this could potentially ruin or affect the traffic flow and ranking of your website. And there are no internal marketing capabilities either. So, now that we've given a rundown on the pros and cons and the different platforms that you can use, of course there are other ones out there as well, which we have Elementor, or you can even use WordPress itself, which if you are feeling a little bit more inclined to create something more complex, of course, by all means, go ahead and use that platform. These aren't the only four options, as I've said. So, as I've said, now that we've viewed this all, we're going to go ahead and start off with Wix and see what the sign-up process is all the way to the end on actually choosing a template or creating one from scratch. So we'll go ahead and get started with Wix. Okay, so we're on the login for Wix. Now, of course, if you have an account with Wix, you can go ahead and go through the process straight away. Or if you are brand new to Wix, of course, you can go ahead and sign up. This is where you would enter your email address, your password, or you can enter in using Google account, or a Facebook account. Now, of course, as we already have our account, we're just going to go ahead and log in. Now, initially, this is not going to be the first thing you'll see as a brand new user. Of course, for the others here, this would be familiar. Now, if we go ahead and create a site, this is the first thing that you will be seeing as a brand new user. You'll be asked which platform you want to use. So, of course, once you've picked the platform, now the Editor X is the more complex one. And of course, I still recommend to use the Editor X if you feel as if you've mastered Wix, go right ahead. Now with the Wix, we'll go ahead and select this. Now it'll ask you as well what kind of website we're creating. Now, of course, we're creating a photography website. So then we'll get a list of different ones here. And then what we'll do is we'll pick one here, which will just say photography studio. And I'm just going to name it photographer. Of course, this is your time to actually put the name of your business down or create a business name. And then you'll get an area here where it will add things to your website. So this is pretty much to do with the Wix market or the Wix app market. And this is where you can add a chat box, bookings, events, blog, portfolio, pricing plans, anything like that, especially if you are creating a service website. Now, if you are a photographer and just want to showcase your work, you can do so. You can even add your Instagram feed and you can just create full galleries. Or if you choose to create a service, then you can go ahead and create a booking schedule. And then this is when they can hire you, or even add events to sell tickets or anything like that. To let's just say you're hosting an event for a wedding, and then you're the one that's going to be organizing it for the photography. You can go ahead and, I suppose, get tickets from them. I don't know how what way it works, sort of, but anything to do with payments, you can go ahead and do so. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and just select bookings, and I'm actually going to go ahead and select portfolio because of course we want to showcase our work. We may even want to add some social media. Now, doing all this is great for SEO as well, and this gets the website ranking. So we'll look into that later on. Now, of course, this is the confusing part. So it's going to ask us again whether we want to use Wix Editor, Editor X, or Wix ADI. Now, with Wix ADI, that is called Artificial Design Intelligence, and that'll ask you a couple of questions here and there regarding on what you want for your website and what information it'll take for your website. And then Editor X there is the pretty much just going through more fluid designs. Now I'll go ahead and quickly demonstrate what Wix ADI is. And basically, once this loads up, it'll ask us to review and edit our information. So of course we would add a logo, then we would add our name, email, address, phone, and social accounts. Now we can go ahead and choose to skip that as we don't have any of the information available to us. It'll ask us a theme that we want to pick now. So there's 6 different options there, which is Wild Rose, Timeless, Spark, Breeze, High Rise, or Minimal. Now, of course, you can choose one there if you're happy enough, or you can choose to skip it. These won't be the same look, or they won't be the same themes that you will get like I did. So just be aware of that. And then next, it'll ask us to choose pretty much to choose our favorite homepage. Now, as you can see there, it listed out 3 different layouts, and there's one there, one in the middle, and one to our right. Now, they're all fairly pretty much the same, a bit basic as well, but you are getting your necessities, which is a hero section, a bit about the photographer, even a biography, and even an area for family shoots and wedding collection. You also get an area for contact information. Same applies to the middle layout, and same applies to the far right side layout. Now we're going to go ahead and take a look at the Editor X and see how much different it is. So we'll go right ahead and select the Editor X, and we'll see what's in store for us in this one. Now, the issue with this one is it has a couple of different templates. Now, it's not categorized. It gives you a list of different ones, of course, and these are like app landing, beauty stores. So it's within your own position then to choose one that is more likely the same as the website or company that you're building for. So say that we are building a photography website, so we would have to choose one here that looks more or less the same. Now here's one here. Luckily we have a photography portfolio, so we can go ahead and view this and even edit it if we like it. Now it's very, very simplistic, but you can see how well it's built and laid out. It's very fluid in its way, and we have even some parallax motion there, clickable images as well, and of course some pop-ups there, animation as well again. So very simplistic, yet it attracts the visitor or user to the website straight away. So this is where you can enable to showcase your work and you can also bring that back to the top. And majority of the work here is listed there. We even have some information and a contact list as well. So this is where we can inquire or do print sales. So this is something you can do as well. You can create a full brochure pretty much of the work that you've created, and then you can get them to inquire or print for, like, sales. And of course you don't have to accept payments within this if you don't want to. What you can do is have the customers pay for images within cash, check, anything like that. There's other forms of payments. It doesn't have to be through Wix payments. So that is pretty much the Editor X. There are other templates that you can use for a photography website, but of course, if there is one there, you may as well go ahead and use it. So lastly, we've of course got Wix Editor, and this is what I want to focus on the most, as this is great for beginners. Now, as you can see straight away, we've got a different list of templates that you can choose from for Wix. And the options are pretty much endless. We've even got one for different categories, such as art photographer. We've got one for wedding photographer. We've even got ones for the photography studio, like we've said. And there's just a few different templates that you can choose from. Pick pretty much the design you like. Then you can go ahead and edit that template. Now, if you don't like any of the templates available to us here, what you can do is create a blank template instead. Now, of course, this will take a little bit more time, so it just depends on how much you want to invest your time within creating a website. But of course, they also provide some really nice blank websites. This is also the same for Editor X. So go back there, and if I go ahead and pick on one, which is Jack Banks Photography, I'm going to go ahead and view that, and we'll go ahead and check out how this website actually looks. So by the looks of things, it's one page, well, just a hero section homepage, and then we're able to click on About, Portraits, Documentary, Albums, and the blog. Now, as you can see, there's a bunch of now it's great that, the fact that this website actually has blogs. This pretty much boosts the SEO or the ranking of this actual site. So if this was to go live and you played about with the ranking system and just basically market this website right, then you could probably be at the top of the list within the search engine consoles, or like within the SEO, which is the search engines. Now I can go ahead and proceed to use this template. Now it's very, very easy to navigate your way around Wix and to actually customize things about. I'll go ahead and demonstrate so quickly, just so you guys have an understanding on how Wix actually works. Now, when this actually loads up straight away, what it'll give you is a template or pretty much just a small little tutorial on the left side, and just as a guide on where you may want to click on. So we'll wait for that to load. Okay, so here we are. So as you can see on the left side there, you've got add elements, add section, pages and menu, site design. They're all very, very important into building your actual site. Now on the top left as well, we have site, and this is where I can enter my dashboard. Now, of course, as well as that, you will have to save this website in order to go into the dashboard first. So like as you can see, you would have to save the site first, and then like so. And then as well as that, you can go ahead and get some feedback as well. So if you would want to send this out to a friend, or you would want to send this out to a client to see how the website actually looks, you can get some feedback for it. Now, Wix thankfully supports a developer mode, which is the use of Node.js. Now it's called Velo, and as I said, you could use Node.js to create some custom code and just to move things about. More used, I would say, within Editor X, but again, it's optional whether you want to use it or not. And then, of course, on our right side here, we've got a space for us to go up premium for the site. So it is free to an extent. I can go ahead and publish this website and other people can see it. It will be live, but I would need, of course, to make it fully live and to show up within search engines, I would need to pay for a premium plan. And on top of that as well, I would have to do some of the SEO stuff in order for this website to actually rank. So that's one thing about it, but it is free to, pretty much just get started with the website. You can publish it and everything. And pretty much if you are, let's just say, you have a social media account and you want to share your portfolio, then you can create a Wix site and just link it within the publish. So that technically makes it free. But of course, if you want to keep your site running, as I said, within the search engine, and you want that to be viewable for other people as well, that's the way you have to go. You have to pay for a premium plan. Now here as well with the toolbar, or the tool, sorry, we've got toolbar, layers, rulers, grid lines, and snap to objects. Now this is very important as well. This is an area where you can go ahead and customize some items or elements. So if I go ahead and move over to element and say I wanted to add a strip, and say I wanted to add a classic strip. Now using the toolbar here, I can go ahead and change the height of this to 300 if I wanted to. So that reduces the size, or I can go ahead and delete it. And of course that applies to different elements available to us, like text, image, button, strip, or decoratives, or box, anything like that. Now with the section, this is more to do with other parts where you can add testimonials, you can add a subscribers list, promotionals, contact information, team, etc. But of course this is all written within the actual website itself, so we don't need to tamper a bit with it. And of course here I'm able to edit out the horizontal menu. Of course I can adjust this to my liking if I wanted to, so I can center that out, as you can see, or I can move Jack Banks over here if I wanted to, or revert it back using the redo and undo buttons. So that pretty much explains Wix in a nutshell. It's very easy to use. You can drag things about. Everything snaps into objects if you wanted to. There are little tools to help you out. You've even got grid lines, rulers, layers, anything there to assist you when building your website. Realistically, probably 2 hours max, you can create a website using the templates, or if you want to take your time with it, probably a day it would take you to create a website from scratch. So that's primarily an option for use. So moving on, we're going to go ahead and check out GoDaddy and pretty much compare Wix to GoDaddy and just see how it looks. So we'll go ahead and move on. Now, as I said, GoDaddy is pretty much a fast website builder. Now, as you can see, we're on the main homepage of this area, and it even already gives us some pricing points of some domain names, or like website hosting. Or web hosting. Sorry, we've even got WordPress, website design services, Microsoft 365, SSL security, and this is pretty much just a couple of options that we can take when creating our website. Now we're going to go ahead and create a website for free, of course. So as I said, start for free. We'll go ahead and select that. Now it'll ask us to choose a category for our website. Now of course we need to choose one based on the photography. So I'm going to go ahead and select photography first. So photography service, there we are. Now there's a couple of different options, of course, photography service, and wedding photography, or portrait photography, or drone photography and video. Now there's not a lot of options unlike Wix itself, so you can already tell the difference. But here's a really cool part. So we'll go ahead and select next, and for the meantime I'm just going to name it photography. Now I'll go ahead and select next. Now it'll ask us 3 questions or 2 questions based on what you're answering. So it's just an idea. At the moment, it hasn't launched yet, but I'm working on it. It's just launched recently. It's been up and running for a while now. So you can pick some of them options if you wanted to. Now, if I said it's just an idea at the moment, okay. Would I like to create a coming soon page, or would I like to build a full website? I would like to build a full website. Now I submit that. So it asks 2 questions there, but of course for the other ones it may ask you a little bit more. Now, we'll wait for that to load. As you can see on the background already, it's creating a layout or our website. So, nice modern website, pretty plain, but really fast, as you could see, and it looks a lot more modern than the Wix ADI. But of course, the Wix editor is slightly better than the template that we've been given here. Now we can also add sections, like you can see. We can even go to the theme if we'd like to and change the fonts and color. And then within website here, we've got site navigation, and we can reorder the pages or add pages if we wanted to. As you can see, it's pretty much all buttons. So there's one there for new page, link to external website, drop down menu. We've even got a page title. So of course we have one there that says photography. Now we can go ahead and say contact us. Okay, and so once I've got contact us, I can let that show in the navigation. So I can go ahead and create that page. Now it will go ahead and show it in the header, as you can see, contact us. And then I can add some content into this page. Now, of course, if I select that, and then let's just say I want to add a contact form. Of course, this is a contact page after all. I can go ahead and select one of the templates that's provided. So I can go ahead and click on that, and then that'll add that section in. As you can see. So pretty much everything is modifiable as well. I can go ahead and select an area if I wanted to. And of course I can go ahead and edit that area. I can even edit the field name if I wanted to. Now with the settings here as well, I can go ahead and publish that website or keep it not published. This is where I could add my social media links, favicon. This is where the SEO is, and of course we've got site history, which is pretty much just reverting back some mistakes or even resetting a website. So I could reset the website if I wanted to, and I could start over. So that's pretty much some of the cases on actually doing that. So as you can see, if I didn't like what I've built there, I can go ahead and start that over, and I wouldn't have any issues at all. Unlike Wix, once you've chosen, you have to pretty much follow that path. Now there are templates that you can choose for photography if you want to, so we'll go ahead and jump into that. So as you can see, there's a couple of different ones there. Not a whole load of, not a big selection unlike Wix, of course, but nonetheless still a great selection of website templates. Now you can go ahead and choose them and modify them to your liking. So that pretty much explains GoDaddy. Very, very nice, fast website builder, and I really recommend to use this, especially if you're starting off as a business or if you don't really have enough time and you sort of just want to get a site in and out, then this would be a developer tool for you. Now, moving on, we've got Squarespace, and Squarespace again is another great platform to create websites. Now, of course, we'll go ahead and create a website like so. And it shows you a bunch of different templates that you may want to choose. Now, there has been a bug, I think, with Squarespace at the minute. It should say use blank template around the under favorites there, but it's not showing up, unfortunately. But I'll show you how you can get into creating a blank template if you wanted to. Now we've got photography there, as you could see, and there's a bunch of different templates there. Now, not as a lot, or not quite a lot as the GoDaddy there or Wix, or I tell a lie, it's got more than GoDaddy anyway, and it's probably similar to Wix in terms of design and amount of templates. Probably Wix has a little bit more, but I must say that the designs on Squarespace is a lot better. So as you can see, there's a lot of different templates that you can choose from, and you can go ahead and create a website with them. So you can go ahead and start or preview, as you can see. Now, going on to actually checking out a blank template, you can choose from here. As you can see there, it should say use blank template, but it's not showing that. But you can go ahead and select that, and it should give me a blank template once I click on somewhere here. So there we are, we've got a blank template, as you can see, and this is where we can set our title, of course, and If we're happy enough to start with this design, you just go ahead and select Start Design. And you'll tell here straight away that the navigation is fairly simple as well. It even gives you a little tutorial to go through. And of course there's where our pages lies as well, and we can have several pages there if you wanted to, where we can add a blank page and say about us, and that will show within the actual header. So it'll load up a little bit, and as you can see, we've got for some reason 2 about us, and of course we can choose to delete it if we need to. So I must say it is a little bit confusing in terms, it could have been an easier navigation or layout in terms of Wix and GoDaddy. However, nonetheless, it is still a great platform to go ahead and start pretty much creating a website design. And you can create beautiful websites like so, like this, as you can see there. We can even pretty much just create a website there, as you can see. So there's Sarah Mineta, and there's a demo site for that, and you've even got a tablet optimization along with some mobile optimization, which makes it a great developer tool. So yes, that pretty much explains the different platforms that you can use. Of course, by all means, there are other platforms out there. But we're going to go ahead and check out the different pricing plans available to us, or that's for Wix, GoDaddy, and Squarespace. So this ultimately pretty much sets in stone what platform you will be using in terms of prices as well. So starting off with Wix, we've got some website plans there. Of course, that's probably what you would want to stick with when creating a photography website. Now you've got Connect Domain, Combo, Unlimited, and VIP. Now that's on to use on how you want to go through it with the plan. If I were you, I would go ahead and avoid Connect Domain and probably pick the Combo if it is a minimal sort of website. Of course, if you were a videographer, you would want to go for VIP as it has more hours. But for the meantime, for what the website is, you would probably just stick to Unlimited or the Combo, depending if you have or need a lot of storage space to start off with. And of course, if it is an e-commerce website, then you would want to go for Business Basic, Business Unlimited, or Business VIP. That's primarily up to yourselves. And of course, if I select on a plan, I can choose whether I want to pay monthly, yearly, in 2 years, or 3 years. And of course, just go to checkout and then complete the transaction. Next in line, we have GoDaddy, and of course, coming in strong, it is a little bit cheaper than the other 2 platforms. We've got basic, standard, premium, and e-commerce. Very, very simple, straight to the point. And we even got some features that it goes through with us as well, where we can add a custom domain connection, on-the-go editing, 24/7 support, guidance, and analytics. And it looks like with the other ones here, we've got search engine optimization. So you probably want to pick from standard onwards. And there are more different features to the plan that you pick, so that's just dependent on you. Now, lastly, coming in at a little bit more expensive, sorry, is the Squarespace. And of course, we've got personal, business, commerce, and commerce as well. So it looks like the most popular is business, which comes at £17 a month. And this is where we've got mobile optimized websites, templates to fit every need, free custom domain, advanced website analytics, and a fully integrated e-commerce 3% transaction fee. So between the other 3 there, I think Wix doesn't take some money off you, or GoDaddy doesn't take some money off you. It looks like Squarespace does. Unless you, of course, opt out for a dearer plan, and then they'll do a 0% transaction fee. So yes, that's pretty much about it. If you guys have any questions at all when in terms of getting started with your photography website, or any other questions at all based on if I've missed something, or if you want me to cover anything else, let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, I will see you for the next video. So thank you very much, guys.